You know, Mason, my initial thought when rewatching this movie for the first time since the year of our Lord 2007 was...
Go on.
This is called Aliens versus Predator Requiem? I thought it was... Oh, and the first one's called Alien versus Predator.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it makes sense that there would be multiple aliens.
Sure.
So they put the S on it. And I
Go
guess
on.
there's one key predator.
Yeah.
So this really adheres to what is happening in this not very good movie.
I also had that thought. But here's the thing, James. I think I'm the only person on earth who likes this movie.
Could
I
you
liked
even
it when it came out. I liked it when it came out, and I like it now. And to head you off, yes, it is very dark. It is difficult to see a lot of things in this movie.
I'm going to talk about that.
But what I think is good about this movie
Wait.
Go
This
on.
is Caravan of Garbage. We talk about stuff. Leave a like. Now go.
What I like about
Wait.
Go on.
Some people didn't leave a like. Leave the
actually,
like.
yeah, it's a good point, actually.
Sorry, continue.
We'll be silent. No. Till everyone has liked it. And everybody on Earth has liked it. Look, what I liked about this movie is that it is the classic horror movie, like the suburban horror movie. It's like your Halloween. It's like your Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like your Friday the 13th. It's in a suburbia, and there is just the classic tropes. There's the nerds. There's the jocks. There's the stoner. There's a girl. There's that weird sheriff that everybody pushes around, and he shouldn't be a sheriff at all. And there's a guy who clearly came out of prison. They don't really say it, but he comes out of prison, and he just meets up with a sheriff, and he's like, "Let's go and do this." And the sheriff's like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "Let's get some guns." And the sheriff is like, "Oh, I guess so." And they're like, "Let's get a helicopter." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea." It was a good idea.
It was a good idea, wasn't it? Yeah.
And what I loved about this, but instead of there being
Loved.
Look, it's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy it more than the previous one, which I didn't really like because it's sort of set in just a weird nowheresville. I know it's supposed to be set in a mysterious ancient Aztec / Mayan structure or whatever temple, but it's just nothing. It's just snow and nothing. It's just snow and grey walls. I like this because it was set in the present day and it's set in like familiar surrounds, and you just get to see the aliens just tear up everyone.
Yeah,
no one is safe.
Sort of.
They kill a kid in the first.
Okay, that's one thing I will say for this.
They just acid a man's arm off in the first.
And
scene.
a man's face.
Yeah.
You see all of this. I think, one thing this really does go for is they don't give a fuck who they kill in it. And you know what? With this cast of forgettable characters, you can really do that. You
They're
can just
not all
shoot through
forgettable.
them.
David Hornsby, Rickety Cricket from Always Sunny
Yes,
in
I
Philadelphia
know, yeah. But like you mentioned it, the boy gets face hugged like right up top, and then the alien explodes out. There's a pregnant woman who just explodes with aliens. There's a woman who just gets impaled into a wall for no reason.
Yeah, that's one of the primary characters through this. Who's like she's like the pretty girl who's dating the jock, but she actually likes the regular guy or whatever. You're like, well, at the end they're gonna survive and he's gonna get a little kiss or whatever. Nah, nail it to a wall.
I think it's like too weird and sinister.
Oh, I like how weird and sinister it was.
And aggressive, And that sounds crazy for like a movie titled like this, but it seems just kind of like just scattershot.
Okay, right.
And just kind of like, I don't know.
It's fascinating.
I feel like that should work for me, but it just doesn't.
I guess it does break with the horror movie tradition in the sense that usually it's the awful people that die, and like by the end it's some people with some form of virtue of some kind. They're the ones that survive. But you're right, in this the survivors at the end of this are just random. It's the soldier lady and the prison guy, I don't know, whatever, it's fine, and the little girl, one of the kids, but that other kid's dead. The other kid's so dead, he's in bits.
Yeah.
What I liked about this movie as well is that the predator in question, we see, it's a direct sequel. It's set immediately after the first one.
Yeah.
And at the end of the last one, the predators who had been battling the aliens on Earth, they go back into their spaceship in orbit, but one of them has been infected by the aliens, and out from his chest bursts the new Predalien kind of thing. And then the ship crashes and then chaos ensues. But then it goes like, it zooms back to the alien planet and there's just this one predator and he's in this super high-tech throne chair situation, and he sees it all in, on all these high-def images and all these graphics and all these details.
He's got cameras in space.
And all this sort of stuff. But he's just the janitor, basically.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, you know who he's supposed to be.
He's the guy from Pulp Fiction. He's Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction.
He's called Wolf. He's
Yeah.
Winston Wolf.
Yeah.
A couple of things that I do like there,
I liked
though.
also that he's a combination of the janitor. He also, a lot of the time, he just felt like one of the other Predators' dads. Just like, oh, what's he done this time? Oh, here we go. He's got to get in the van and just drive. drive and pick up his kids.
From a music festival or whatever.
Yeah.
I took too much acid. I'm lost in a field. Oh, God, okay. Okay, couple of things.
Yes.
First of all, that Predator ship must have just been doing laps of the Earth while that Predalien, like, fully just grew into a massive alien, like, almost immediately. The other thing, there should be a big yellow sign that says, hey, if you pick up a dead predator from an alien hunt, maybe
Check for
scan inside the dead predator.
How are they going to do that with some sort of scanning device that they wear on their face that can scan through all sorts of different frequencies of light and radiation? Oh, yeah, they have that.
Second sign,
Go on.
don't shoot in the ship. I just feel like, that really speaks to...
No guns in the ship. Bedroom door always open.
I just feel like...
Oh, Dad.
It does, though, speak to...
No smoking in the house. Make you smoke the whole pack.
It does speak to, like, the wider Predator universe where they're just a pack of morons. And even the wolf guy is. Yeah. Because, like, he must have come across a Predalien before, or at least know of their existence, because he just feels woefully unprepared for his goal, which might be get or eliminate all the Predator tech, which is strange because he's really bad at that, because he just leaves a bunch of shit scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
He's just a trail of destruction. He's a lunatic.
What I also loved about this guy is that he's brought with him like this vial of blue, seemingly inexhaustible blue liquid, and you pour it on maybe some evidence like an alien, and it dissolves away because he's trying to remove, I guess, all Predator and alien influence from Earth. But then the moment he lands on Earth, he sees a guy and he's like, here I go killing again. better. He's Crombopolis Michael. But he's just like, I can't resist. I got to kill and skin this guy.
Old habits, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, if that nuclear weapon didn't go off at the end... Oh, yeah, that's how this movie ends, by the way. They just fucking nuke a town.
The government does.
The government does, yeah. They would have just found two enormous aliens just both impaled on each other, just dead on a roof with all this tech just scattered around. So I feel like whatever his job was supposed to be, he's not doing it.
Absolutely not.
He's out of his mind, that guy.
Yeah.
I also loved how...
He's furious. That's the point.
Yeah, I guess
You bloody kids! You bloody kids, I'll give you something to bloody have a bloody alien hunt about. I'll tell you that much. You bloody kids.
I did love also, we do see the Predator homeworld. And it's got that kind of the same question that I asked when we watched Constantine and you see heaven, because there's a bunch of skyscrapers in the background. And I'm just like, what's going on in there? And I imagine, like, I don't know, is it a call center and there's a Predator in there in like a polo shirt and like suit pants made of fishnet, and he's just like, he's got a headset on and he's just trying to sell timeshare or whatever.
That's right.
Like, what is it? What do they do? Because I feel like these are the, these are your rednecks. These are your big game hunters.
It's true.
What's everybody else doing? What are they doing?
That's true.
Are there any vegans?
Have you considered upgrading your shoulder-mounted plasma cannon? Because we could give you a brand new one, but for easy payments, $49.05. We can send it right out to you.
I can't do the noise. What's the noise? I need to talk about this, I guess, the directors of this, because...
James, we don't need to talk about anything.
No, that's true.
But they're brothers, aren't they?
Well, yeah. So Paul W.S. Anderson, he was initially going to come back, but then he moved on to do Death Race, which is a movie I quite like.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's your Alien versus Predator Requiem.
It certainly is. So yeah, the brothers Strauss, who have a background in visual effects, came on board for this, and I'll talk about what they've done since. But also, what annoys me about this movie, I think, Mason, more than anything?
Go on.
This is an impossible movie to find a good thumbnail for two reasons, right?
It's very dark.
Yeah, exactly. It's very dark, which means anything that you screenshot, you have to artificially brighten, and it looks horrible. So I've got that option. Or do I just put one of the faces of the several unknown actors that are in this? Do I put Cricket? Do I put the woman who was in 24? It's an impossible situation that I'm in.
You could just put us together sharing some high fives. How about that? High fives and thumbs ups.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah. Here's something that I think though this does do well when you do see it. The design of all of this looks great. There's a lot
Agreed.
of like practical puppetry, and the Predator suit is terrific as
The
usual.
Predator, the actual Predator face looks way better than the previous movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I completely agree. I think the design of him in general they were way too bulky in the previous one. This guy, it goes back to that original Predator thing of like lithe and quick and, and lean and mean. Here's the thing though, and as you mentioned, a lot of this you can't see. And it was a deliberate choice to shoot a lot of this in the dark with handheld cameras to distinguish it from the previous film. And look, it certainly looks different than the previous
Sure
film.
does.
But they've also defended like the use of this kind of darkness because it masks the special effects. They seem more realistic, when you don't see them in like broad daylight. But I think it's a massive, it just doesn't help like figuring out what's going on, like the artistry of all of it. You miss so much
Especially
of it.
at the final battle, the Predalien versus the Predator. They both are quite skinny and lithe, and they both have a weird big head with dreadlocks coming off it. And sometimes you're like, which is which?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. And it also feels like that last moment that it is like an old god.
To be clear, it's the Predator's he's puffing on a dart. He's had enough of these kids. He's headed out for a smoke.
I
That's
said
why.
I wasn't gonna smoke. I said I wouldn't. Yeah, it does feel like an old Godzilla movie at the end because they're two like creatures of about the same size, which are clearly just two men in rubber costumes just kind of clashing into each other.
Yes.
And I think the appeal of a fight like that in previous movies, if you look at like the first Alien or Aliens, you get Ripley, a human woman, up against this like giant creature, and Arnold against the Predator. They're very different. But in this situation, just two rubber suits running into each other.
Agreed. A clash of the titans. A true clash of the titans.
That's not what I was saying, Mason.
Sounds like it though.
I don't know. I feel like one needs to be like more agile or put a person in there. Because often, in the classic video games and, for example, the arcade game, you got some human characters in there running about,
True.
You got a big robot mech arm in it or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
That's yet another Dutch Schaefer.
that's another Dutch Schaefer. How many of these guys are there? There's too many of them. They should get rid of at least one of them. But yeah, we talked about the ending. Pretty grim ending, right? Just like nuke a town and like we made it, I guess. They get the Predator gun and they run away.
Yes.
That guy should have bought more stuff. He gets to the Predator ship and he's like, oh, second gun. You don't have a second gun? Maybe he's saving up for a second gun.
James, the wife took the second gun.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she took everything. Yeah. He's just trying his best with these kids, all right?
Yeah. So actually an alternate ending was shot where the survivors are found by the special forces and then they're just all shot.
Well, that makes more sense, doesn't it?
It does,
Like,
yeah.
where...
Why nuke the town and just go, leave
You
these
guys
people.
can go, though, yeah. You've seen our faces. You can go, though.
Yeah.
Send us a birthday card or something later. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you absolutely would shoot him in the head, but I guess they were like, we need some... That would be too grim, I guess.
I think the grimness for me would have switched over to kind of okay if they just went all in.
Interesting.
And just went, everybody's dead.
Huh.
Anyway, I do want to talk about like another alternative ending, which was nearly shot as well. But before we do that, screen trivia time, everybody.
Love it, like the green of the aliens' acidic blood.
No, Mason.
Yeah, it's just a
yellow.
coincidence.
It's yellow, and also, the alien's blood is green. The Predator's blood is green, and the alien's blood is yellow.
That's what I was thinking about.
But this is just green trivia. There are no... This is what it's named, and we don't change it week to week.
That's true.
Danny Glover, who starred in Predator 2, was considered to reprise his role as Mike Harrigan, now retired. So I guess they just cut to him, and he's like, it's good to be on a beach.
I'm so retired. You wouldn't believe how retired I am.
You wouldn't read about it.
Yeah.
The Strauss brothers, actually, they haven't directed anything since Skyline in 2010. Do you remember that?
Oh, vaguely.
Yeah, that went on. The people with big blue light, people going into the sky and
right,
all of that.
right.
But they do continue to work in visual effects. They've worked in a number of properties. I would like to see them come back and do something else. I feel like off this and Skyline, like Hollywood have kind of been like, you're not making any more movies. We're not giving you no more money. But maybe they should,
I agree.
Bill Paxton was approached to play the diner chef. However, scheduling conflicts, prevented him from doing so. Also,
He's already got
he's in Predator too. He's
Yeah.
like a guy in that.
Yeah, he's already got the trio. He's already been killed by a Terminator, an alien, and a Predator.
Well, that's true
So
also.
why would he want to be killed by? Maybe he wanted a clear winner.
Yeah, he'd up Lance Hendrickson by one.
That's true.
Twice killed by a Predator. Yeah. Here's something. Colonel Stevens was originally written as Garber, who's Adam Baldwin from Predator 2. And when Baldwin couldn't be scheduled, the character was changed to Colonel Stevens, a character I'd remember.
Nice.
Don't I, Mason?
You sure do.
I remember everything.
Yeah, you remember
about
stuff.
movies, and I remember that. So you've also probably noticed that the wolf predator, that fucking lunatic running around, just leaping rooftop to rooftop, being seen, stabbing people.
You kids on this bloody rooftop? No, you're on this other bloody rooftop, you bloody kids.
So
Sick of it. I've had a gutful.
I'll set this nuke off. I'll do it. So he actually has a one of his mandibles is melted, which is a callback to the original Alien vs Predator comic.
The character Melty Mandibles.
No, his name is Broken Tusk, I believe. He's in that one or whatever. Anyway, let's talk budget, Mason. This only cost $40 million, which is, it makes sense because there's no lights in this. So
it's true. Lights are the primary cost in Hollywood, I think.
Electricity, yes.
There's a real shady light industry over in Hollywood. They're like, you want a lamp in that scene? $1 million.
You want to shoot at day? You can't. You got to shoot at night with lights that make it look like it's daytime.
Oh, Stallone, you want to make daylight? Ooh, it's going to cost you, buddy.
It did, however, it only made about 130, which is fine.
Makes us money back.
And good, but people don't like this. You're the only one.
I'm the only one.
I know there'll be people below that do, but I looked into a lot of
But they're wrong.
Yeah,
It's only me.
Yeah, I know, it's only you. But I looked into Predator fan forums and all of that and various Reddit pages and that. People do not like this.
Interesting.
But I don't think it's without its, I was going to say charm. There's no charm in this. Horribleness.
Yes.
There's a lot of horribleness going on,
And it's interesting because I don't often enjoy pointless gore and cruelty.
Yeah.
But in this I do. I love it.
That's great. So here's that extended ending I was talking about. So at one point, there was an idea pitched for an ending which takes place after Miss Yutani takes possession of the Predator weapon, right?
It's a little post-credit sequence. Post-credit sequences.
That's right.
And it happens before the credits.
Yeah,
but it predates the Marvel situation.
It's a pre-post credits, if you will.
It is a pre-post credits. It's a thing at the end.
So
That's what they used to call them for kids.
Yeah.
They used to call
Did you
them
see that thing that happened
at the end?
Yeah. The gun would transition.
Thingos, we'd call them for short. You see that thingo?
Yeah. The gun would transition into the Wayland Yutani logo on a spaceship 50 years in the future, heading towards the aliens' home planet. The scene would then shift to the planet's surface where a tribe of predators was trying to catch a huge winged dinosaur-like alien nicknamed King Alien.
Whoa.
In the main media, we haven't seen, we've seen queens, but we haven't seen kings.
Interesting, wow.
So concept art was created, there was storyboards, but ultimately this idea was dropped because they wanted to put it in a third film. Which, have you seen that movie?
No, it doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist, Mason!
They didn't make it.
If you had have said you had, I would have called you out on here. I would have been like, you're fucking lying, mate. You lie to everybody.
Well, I'll never fall for you any of your bloody tricks. I know your bloody tricks, mate.
Yeah.
You're always asking, have I seen that third movie? I'm like, no, it doesn't exist. Iron Man 3 doesn't exist, mate. Alien 3, not a thing.
Do you... Okay, they're not going to do it now.
No.
But...
Would I watch another one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nah.
All right, fine.
I don't know. Can I have my Predators sequel, please, to the movie Predators? Can somebody make that fucking movie?
They did. It was a little comic book.
No.
Was that a prequel? I can't remember.
No, it came after. I know the characters have gone on to do things and whatever.
Adrian Brody's character's a chef now.
That's right. He's a chef now. But it's ridiculous.
He learned all these alien recipes made out of alien bits.
They made Predators, and then they made The Predator.
They sure did.
That's a horrible thing to do to a person. Me, specifically.
Right. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. Anyways, people need to know this, Mason.
Go on.
We're actually going on a break this August.
That's true.
If you listen to our podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows, you might already know this.
That's right.
But yeah, we decided to shut everything down. YouTube channel, Facebook groups, all the social medias. Everybody who works for us is still getting paid, but we're just being like, hey, let's all have a month off.
Let's chill.
That's right.
Bro.
Let's all chill. We love it.
Let's go smoke behind the shed.
Yeah, and I love hustle.
So our dads can't see us.
I love hustle culture, don't I, Mason?
Yeah, you got that hustle grind set, baby.
But I'm also tired.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take August off. Look, we'd love it if people did stick around. There's going to be stuff probably up until, the very end of August. But so, yeah, if you don't know what's going on, if you're wondering why we've disappeared, we absolutely
We're
are
dead.
coming. We're dead.
Yep. If you're listening to this, we are dead.
Yeah. And here's a hint towards what we're going to be doing when we come back. I think it's the Hobbit trilogy. What do you think about that?
I'm still pretending to be dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's the Hobbit trilogy.
Oh,
What do you
cool. That's
think
cool.
of that?
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Wait. Those are bad. I just remembered. And it's one book, and they split it into 3.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It was just filler. There's that weird handsome dwarf.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
I do.
He's just a little regular handsome man. I could have done that. Why did they call me?
Yeah, but you did.
Yeah, I didn't. It's true.
And look, if you are going to be missing us over the month, our subscription service called bigsandwich.co, which is like our private Patreon, that's actually going to still be running. There's a huge back catalogue there. There's things going to be going up every week. We actually have a comic book club where we looked at the first Alien vs. Predator comic ever.
From the freaking 80s.
From the freaking 80s, man. And then we also did a commentary for the first Predator movie as well. So if you're jonesing
From the freaking 80s,
from the freaking 80s, man. So if you're jonesing for more Predator content, you could watch those movies or read those comics, or just hear us talk about them. Yeah.
Or you could watch this horrible movie on Disney Plus for some reason. It's on Disney Plus.
Star in Australia. I don't know what it is everywhere else.
Or something.
Yeah. Anyways, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Ben and Lawrence for this edit, and we'll see you. I don't know. There might be some videos before the August, but there might be some videos before July, but if not September.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Ah!